Alright, so here we are finally. Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic from Babylonia, episode 21. After all is said and done, now we're here to wrap things up. So enjoy this episode, and I'll catch you on the flip side for some closing thoughts. So here we are. Everything finally over. A lot of in-betweening animation there. Automated in-betweening animation there. But hey. Oh, now we're skipping the opening. Okay. It's probably a lot of wrap-up to do after all. Tsuki ga kirei ne. In the middle of nowhere. Hey! Been forever. You know, she was supposed to be in the final battle, but hey. Hey! Plus some assistance from Merlin and basically everybody else. Yeah, her hair is like... I like that. A lot of assists were handed out in this battle. So that's what she was up to. So that's what she was up to this time around. Because if I remember correctly, Dragon Man was supposed to be there at the final battle. But hey, I ain't complaining too much if they let her save Quetzalcoatl in the last second. And it would have been the actual Merlin too. Full course of joy. Well, good thing Merlin ain't around then. Man, this place is a wreck. Somehow, some way. That's kind of the center of it all. Yeah. The singularity has been resolved. And here we are. do please. Mash! Mash, remember that. But I mean, we could revisit that topic at a later day, right? Oh. She's cute as heck. Then again, every goddess is cute as heck in this show. Skydive. Skydiving. Come on. Watch it gets an elbow to the face. Okay, not an elbow to the face, but close enough. But that's it. Aww. Yes. Yes. Give him that hug. Wholesome hug. Mmm. Oh. Come on, why couldn't we have that with a rescue girl? I'm just saying. Also, didn't get the kiss, but we'll live with that. We'll live with that. They actually headed back to Uruk. Or, you know, what's left of it anyways. Because... Hey! Ishtar! Merlin! Ah... Yeah. And the flowers. So, Fujimaru, are you going to ask? No? I guess we'll see in a few minutes. Merlin, you alright there, bud? He's like, Merlin's like, oh, thank God. Oh no! Oh, my bag! I had to carry the singularity on my back. Oh no! Huh. He's helped out in previous singularities. The mudslinging. The mudslinging. The mudslinging between those two. Are you gonna ask? You're right. Well, you have to make do with what you got. Yeah. Half a cent. You need 50 years to rebuild that thing. Honestly, I was thinking closer to like 2 centuries. You think? No. As a matter of fact, yes. Hmm. Oh, now we're asking. Resting. Inner manner of speaking. And he would not know. Hmm. Oh, we're gonna revisit them? Is that is that still around? Is the treasury still like around? Yeah. The biggest entertainment for him. Foe was like Mhm. Mm. Oh, Merlin's being a sin now. And bolted over here. I mean, the best insult. Oh, gosh. I mean, he helped a lot, though, so I'm just saying. Mm. And from Anna. Now he'll take his leave. Hmm. And there he goes. Oh, we're going back to the... Oh. Yeah. There's a lot at stake here. I mean, he gets older. No. And that's his call. That is true. Yeah. It's called bros. It's called being bros. Fact that he's still around. Yeah. Ever the king until the very end. Just a small impossibility. As an archer class servant. Right. Well, here we are. The last of you guys. Let it fly. To the fallen. Mm. Gee. Mm. Guess his part of his legend, his origin, as you will. Hmm. And all that just. Yeah. Life. Alright. Life. Such a fickle thing. Such a fickle thing. Hmm. It is. Humanity is It's just a state of cumulative experience. Hmm. Let it fly. And now it's time for them to return. But you were like, yeah, you were like the first one that they met. Classic Gilgamesh. All right. There it is. Wheattail in a holy grail. Oh well. I'll drink this and you can have the grail. Uh-huh. It's like, alright, fine, you can take it and go, says Ishtar. Hmm. Wait, hold up. Yeah. He's gotta ask whether you enjoyed being, yeah, being in his kingdom. And off she flies. Hey! Hassan's still chilling. Prove that. So humanity starts anew. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Hmm. And there it is. And here we go. Here we go. We're not done. It is the end game now. Literally, immediately, at the very end of Babylonia, we go right into it. Mm-hmm. Quite literally. Solomon! Let's go! And I did hear before I started this episode that we will be getting Solomon as an anime adaptation. I'm not sure when, I didn't see any date on it, but I'm excited. Like, of course, like, when I heard that Camelot and Babylonia were both gonna get anime adaptations, I was like, you can't have like two biggest singularities leading up to the finale and not adapt the actual finale of the story. So I am very excited for that. So yeah, I enjoyed the show. Um, it is definitely a fun watch for me as someone who have played through this game. Like, it's not by any means perfect. I'll get into it in a bit. I mean, but it is something like that. If you've played the game, and you play through like all the story lines and whatnot, this is a good like visual representation of that story, because when you play in a mobile game in the visual novel format, you don't get to see a lot of what's happening. Although, having said that, the game at that time was pushing a lot of boundaries in terms of what they can do visually and cutscenes and whatnot. But yeah, like this was primarily the number one strength of this show is definitely its action. No doubt about it. Like, no two ways about it. They've got some of the most talented minds and animators that Cloverworks have access to, and they put them all together in one show, and they also like give them like a proper amount of time to produce everything instead of trying to rush it like a lot of other animes do now. Well, maybe not nowadays, but they did previously. But like Ushiwaka versus Gorgon, that was like the first big one, and then Quetzalcoatl versus Tiamat, that was another one. And even outside of that, like some of the more like smaller high action moments like Gilgamesh's Enuma Elish, that was like mind blowing, literally like blew out my ears. But like as much as this anime is also for like is primarily for those who have played the game, like it doesn't do a terrible job of introducing those who are new to the story. Like episode 0, that was like a whole prologue before that. Like, doesn't cover everything in terms of the introduction to the Grand Order story. Like, if you want like if you want to get like a proper introduction to the Grand Order story, you need to watch both First Order and episode 0 of Babylonia. That's probably the ideal scenario here. But even like, especially in the first few episodes, they did a good job incorporating like key flashbacks to like key moments in past singularities, whether it's that first encounter versus Solomon back in London, and also like the introduction of like grand servants and all of that stuff. And yeah, all that to say that, I mean, it's still for those who have played the game, but if you haven't played the game, you won't be completely lost. And that's all I have to say about that. Let's see, what other strengths are there? Ereshkigal. Need I say more? But honestly, the one big complaint, I guess, as far as the show goes, is that some of the more emotional moments, or like moments that are supposed to like hit you hard on the feels department, especially in the second half of the show, doesn't get the time that it needs to like let it sink in, whether it's during basically the entirety of Anna versus Gorgon. That one literally took like 5 minutes, and then everything hits the fan. Which I get it, like, as well as like even Ereshkigal, like what happened to her in game. There's a possibility that when you play through Babylonia, there's a possibility that you never learned what happened to Ereshkigal, because the only way you can find that out was, like in this finale episode, if you decide to ask her. That was a dialogue option. You had the option to ask Ishtar about what happened to Ereshkigal, and she wouldn't tell you, but we as the audience would know, because we get like a flashback from her perspective of what happened. And that was a lot more impactful, honestly, than how it was presented in the middle of all the chaotic action in the anime here. Honestly, they could have done the same in the anime, just left it out of all the action and whatnot, and then once Fujiwara brings it up to Ishtar, then you can have a flashback from Ishtar's perspective of what happened, and then she can say her piece after that. That, I feel like that would have been a lot more impactful, because, this was supposed to be a chill episode. And, this episode had a tone of a bit of mourning to it. Like you saw the moment that he was Fujiwara was thinking about Anna, like that permeated pretty much throughout a lot of the episode. And I feel like that scene with Urashika fading away, that would have better suited as a flashback here in this episode rather than inserted into a chaotic action sequences in last episode. Because like remember last episode when I did this? Anyways, back to like I should not have to do that. I should not have to just like stand up, salute, and then just sit down and just move on like nothing happened. It's supposed to that emotion is supposed to sit there, and it's not like those are like the couple big scenes, big emotional scenes that could have been executed better. But it is what it is. It is like this entire second half of the Babylonia story was meant to be chaotic. I kind of understand that, so it is what it is. I'll take it. But Solomon. Oh, you also got a trailer to Camelot within the last day or so. And that's coming out in October in Japan, and I'm assuming here in the US we'll probably get it around October if I were to throw out a random guess. But cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for Solomon whenever that comes out. So yeah, this should be fun. And that's it for the reaction series for Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic from Babylonia. And I don't know if I'll be reacting to any more anime. I might do ReZero Season 2 with whenever that comes out in the summer. We'll see what the time situation is like, but if I do, catch you on the other side then.